Man, oh man, where do I even begin, man? First off, what's good, Unique Fam? Back with another video of the frequency series, man. I've been really brainstorming and jotting down ideas on this one, and as y'all can tell from the title, this one's gonna get deep, man. Now, like usual with this series, like I always say, it's simpler than it really seems. And with this one specifically, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I really feel like that statement like is just really what I'm going forward with. And at the same time, like I feel like this is stuff that people do without realizing, or they even like joke about it and don't even realize like how real it is. So without further ado, I'm just gonna just go right off of each note that I have and try and make this as short and sweet as possible. So yeah, the topic of this video being channeling surrounding energies. Now, just to simplify it before I go into my like critical, like deep thinking that I wrote down in my notes, channeling energies can literally be as simple as like you listening to a song and then that song turning you up. Like that sound frequency, you channel that sound and you evoke, like you get energy from that, right? You get an emotion, or you just like when they say that like music makes you lose control, or it just makes your body start moving, you're literally channeling the energy of the music. So that's what I mean by it's really that simple. When people do this shit all the time, we're just not very conscious of it, and it's not really, I just feel like we're just not conscious of it. Like the best way to explain it, or not to explain it, but like a good saying that I always say to my my good brother is that like I always try and remind him, because he actually told me this saying, but it's like we're spiritual beings having a human experience, really. And what's more spiritual than dancing to some music, man? I know I love it. I know I love it. But okay, so I don't know if I've already said this on the channel, but I say it a lot. But like down to the science of it, our eyes, the way we're able to see things is that you know, they take in light and our brain processes an image. Now, the light spectrum, I did say this on my chakras video, because the light spectrum, you know, red to violet, is all that the eye can pick up. And that spectrum is less than 1% of, you know, the entirety of, I guess, light itself. I don't really know too, like, the complete logistics of that, but that, bringing that point up to, you know, establish the fact that there's so much more energies, because that's essentially what light is, that we just can't see, right? Or at least not with these eyes. So the first note I have stating, like, just to like anyone that's kind of like wary or like, you know, eerie about this, don't be limited by the less than 1% physical, you know, the things that you can see, which is a fraction of the whole. Still, there is a way much more out there is yet to be tapped into. And that's why I'm making this video, channeling surrounding energies, right? With our third eye and crown chakra, you know, what people call the first eye, you know, you can pick up on these energies surrounding you, like literally, like I say, with the emotions. It doesn't even have to be like the third eye and crown chakra, but if you can tap into those, it makes it a lot easier, I will say, from experience. But even just like your heart, you know, with the video I made, following your heart or going with your gut, just getting those feelings, like you're picking up on, you're channeling energies, literally, you know, picking up on those feelings to, you know, get a vibe and then tapping into your intuition from there. So yeah, I just definitely wanted to make that a point. And before I go into other things for why this isn't a familiar topic, which I feel like it would be cool if people talked about it more and if it was more accepted and we really built on this idea to tap into the full potential of it. I just want to kind of put some things out there as far as like, because when people think of channeling, they think of spirits, which is literally just energies in the fourth dimension or the higher dimension energies. That's literally, or at least that's how I perceive spirits to be. So, and not just spirits. Like, I feel like the best thing if you want to start getting into channeling is channeling your higher self. I know that's what I started with when I got into meditation. That was the whole purpose, is I wanted to, you know, get in touch with my higher self. You know, that feeling that's always telling me like, hey, like there's something better to strive for. You know, we want to work on ourselves. We want to reach our full potential. And just that feeling you get when you know you're not touching that, and you know that there's something better that you can be doing. Channeling that is great, and just meditating and just being open to receive that is very important. Another thing that I've been getting into recently is the ancestors, you know, going into your history and, you know, tapping into those energies. Obviously, the law of polarity, there's good energies and there's bad energies, you know. It's just how the universe works. So yeah, be cautious of those, which I will get into further down the notes. But as far as what I was saying with, you know, some people really aren't aware of these things. Like, you know, the type of people that literally can't dance, you know, they can't find rhythm. And, you know, they just don't pick up on the vibes. You know those people, man, when you're in a group and then, like, it's just awkward as fuck and that one person is sitting there like it's perfectly normal. Like, you're just not getting the vibe. So what I wrote down for that is that physical blockages and poor hygiene creates dense energies that lower your vibration. Like calcification of the pineal gland, just a backed up gut to where you can't go with your gut, or just, you know, poor cardiovascular health. And, you know, these things come from just poor hygiene, spiritual hygiene, mental hygiene, not taking care of your mental and working on that, and just really just eating poorly. Yeah, and just honestly just taking care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, your channels obviously aren't going to be clear. Not just your physical channels, even just aligning your chakras and keeping those wheels spinning. So yeah, going into the dense energies dim your awareness of higher frequencies from being realized. So just like what I was saying, the people who can't pick up on vibes, like, they're probably just dense. They're probably just like either backed up physically or going into the mental space. Like, they're probably just like holding on to dense emotions that keep them kind of trapped from channeling the surrounding energies, or just being aware of the surrounding energies. When the vessel isn't compromised, it becomes easier to receive clearly. Saying from experience, and why I preach your health so much. You know, your body is a temple and if you want it to resonate well, you got to take care of it. All right, and coming to the end, intuition and discernment become key to being aware, and awareness is crucial to stay in control and not get lost in psychosis. When I tell y'all, bro, I've been through it. And discernment and intuition is key, because even when I was going through psychosis, you know, my higher self, channeling my higher self still, and I'm usually always aware, because it's pretty important to me to stay in touch with that. But it's like sometimes you can be too into the ethers and you know, kind of forget where you are, because at the end of the day, we're in the third dimension for a reason. Like, I feel like our spirits and souls wouldn't have chose to, I mean, some of them don't, reincarnation, but that's a topic for another day. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're still in the third dimension, and you got to kind of learn how to still operate in that, while being aware of these frequencies and not be too lost in these frequencies. Because that's when you go into psychosis and people do start looking at you like you're a literal psychopath, when really you're just aware of things that they aren't. But that's not necessarily bad or good. It's just, you know, you got to keep a balance, and it's important to use your intuition and discernment to know when is the right time and when it's the right place. So yeah, honestly, some like personal advice is, I think it's best to really, yeah, the discernment and intuition will tell you the right people as well. But at the same time, I think it's best to kind of just develop it and keep it personal, and then the right time will come. And ending it with that, just so y'all aren't scared, is just like psychosis. It's important to ground, to kind of come back to yourself, and not get lost in these energies. Because just always saying duality, there are negative spirits out there that will fuck with you. Simply put, like, they'll keep you in psychosis because that's what they do. Like, they're fucking bored. At the end of the day, they're bored. And yeah, so that's why it's important to ground Mother Nature. That's the cheat code. Honestly, nature will ground your ass real quick. So you know, she's here for a reason, and you know, our mother wants to nourish us, wants to take care of us. So nature is good. Just doing things that make you feel like yourself. Me personally, you know, I like to play video games. I like to, you know, indulge in the ganja. That grounds me personally, and I have my own relationship with that. I know everyone's different with that, as well as just things like reading a book or meditation. Those are good tools to ground yourself and find your center again, which that's probably what the next video is going to be, is on grounding, where I'll go deeper into that, and I'll probably do some extra research just so I can get a really in-depth video on grounding, not only for y'all but for myself as well, because I think especially going into, you know, moving on, it's going to be really important. As we can already see, things are ramping up. But I wanted to get that video out there of just channeling surrounding energies, man. As soon as I was writing it down, I felt the ancestors there, like, this the one, bro. Like, you're doing it. And literally, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer as soon as I said that. So that's how you know. Literally, energy, bro. Numbers are energy. Everything is energy. Much love. Till next time. Peace.